Hello Pisces, this is Victoria from Mindful Bamboo and I'm here with your April Tarot Forecast. We'll take a look at your love life, your career and workspace, and we'll get you some guidance from the universe on how to best navigate the energies of the month of April. And I know what you're thinking, there's not that much April left. It's been a heck of a month, really. Energetically, just with all the events happening. Just in case you haven't heard, I have launched my new show on mindfulness with Bravo TV, Bold and Brave TV, I'm sorry. It's called Mindfully Awake. And every week we are choosing one topic that we are discussing, discovering, and using some practical tips on how to make our life more fulfilling, more conscious, more loving, more joyful, more, healthier, healthier and wealthier, why not? So that's been taking a lot of my energy. So it's been kind of a roller coaster. Also, I'm preparing for a big tour around Europe in May. But I promise I'll do the May readings before I leave on my tour. Hopefully you'll be able to follow some of my adventures, especially if you sign up to my account or follow me on Instagram. I'll definitely be posting daily journal entries over there. Without further ado, let's get into your reading. At the end, I'll post some messages from your person of interest to yourself, by the way. And as always, we start with an oracle deck. Today, I'm going to be using the Angels and Ancestors deck. It's my latest deck, one of my favorites already. I love it so much. So let's see what we have for Pisces. The Direction Guardian, choose your path. This card was actually on top of the deck, but you saw me shuffling, so it was just meant to be. But let me read about this one. To me, it's like an Emperor energy, but there's also another card in this deck that has Emperor energy, so let's just make sure that we get it right. Connect with your deepest desires, then choose the path that will make your heart and soul sing. How beautiful is that? Very spring related too. And very shift related. Your path isn't set in stone, and your angels and guides have no expectations for you. There are many directions you can take. None of them are wrong, as they all hold perfect opportunities to grow and to learn. But life is to be enjoyed and savored, so if you know that there is a decision to be made, and particularly if you're feeling indecisive, choose the path you know is going to make you light up, and choose with your heart. No logic here, choose with your heart, which you're actually very good at, Pisces, so don't let anybody drive you off that road and that inner compass that you have. Hopefully life didn't do it to you. I feel like it does it to us, to all of us, in one or the other way. But anyway, let's see what we have with tarot here. So for your love life, we have the Temperance, Three of Pentacles, the Hierophant. Wow. So this is Sagittarius and Taurus energy. You could be dealing with one of those signs. For your work life, you have the Magician. This is Gemini. You have Eight of Swords. Sorry, not Gemini. It is Gemini, yes. I was thinking Mercury, and yes, it is Gemini. Eight of Swords. The Devil. This is Capricorn. So many major arcanas. The Advice. Seven of Wands. I'll talk you through this in a minute. Ace of Wands. The Empress. This is Taurus and Libra. Wow. Yes, you have five major arcanas here. Seven of Cups at the bottom of the deck. So you will be presented with choices. This is your confirmation here. And definitely there will be temptation to go a certain way. So it's very important to listen to your heart, but also get yourself into that space of balanced ground energy where you don't feel like it's a hostage situation and you need to save someone or save yourself, or if you go a certain way that people will judge you or somebody will take offense or something, right? Like, it's very important that you don't have that as part of your consideration, because that will not be the hard way. You know, that will be your logical brain way. And that's exactly what you shouldn't be doing. And I'm not saying that, you know, it doesn't matter what other people are feeling or how it's going to impact them, but I'm just saying your heart definitely knows the right way, right? And this is almost like your exercise or the exam time, where you're showing the universe that you know what it means and you can make those choices, even if they are quite difficult to make on the surface, you know, considering the circumstances and other people involved. And guess what? When you do that for yourself, because temperance is definitely about balancing out the action and the observation, you know, the inner knowing and taking steps in the physical, right? The yin and the yang energy, being patient, like savoring that, simmering that energy, right? When you can do that, you have the patience, you have the willpower, and collaboration with another person becomes a play, becomes fun, becomes a creative process, right? You don't need to argue, you don't need to think about strategies to have things happen your way. You don't think about how do I keep my other person happy, right? It just happens naturally. You align with your values, with your belief systems. And that's what I'm seeing here, that you'll see how much you align or you don't align with that specific person. And then if you don't, then no matter how well it's going to look like on paper, it's just not going to make you happy, right? It's very important to see and to have that shared vision of what the future holds for the two of you, how you see the next steps. It's important to have that conversation. And maybe that's something that's been hard so far. And I mean, knowing that I'm doing this reading essentially towards end of the month, we've been in Mercury retrograde pretty much the entire month of April, and it will end technically on the 25th, but that energy will still hold in the shadow of that energy will still be around till end of the month. So that may be preventing you from having the difficult conversations, but you'll know if it's time, if it, you know, it's needed right now, then it's important not to delay it for your own sake. You know, there's nothing wrong with having important conversations during Mercury retrograde, but definitely make sure you have your ducks in a row and that you're definitely grounded and you're coming from a place of peace and love and kindness. Even if you know 100% that you're in the right, the other person hurt you or they are in the wrong, right? You can still approach that with kindness and sort it out through the energy of kindness. Your work. Yeah, so definitely you are empowered to step forward into your wishes and desires. But then again, there is the analysis paralysis kind of here, that vibe, which could happen. I mentioned it at the beginning. That was a channeled message that don't let other people get you off that inner compass of that path that you know. So it looks like some people may impact you in your workspace, and this devil energy may actually get the message through to you from other people, right? Or you may be thinking, okay, maybe if I make this decision, I'm gonna be unpopular with my boss, and maybe he won't give me a raise that I'm expecting, or a bonus, or won't send me into the trip, something like that, right? That's the temptation, that's the devil energy. And you may decide not to do the right thing, or what you feel is good, is beneficial for that situation. Same advice, ground, get into inner peace, and then if you present it in a way that is justified, where there's still logic there, right, and there is consideration there, there is empathy there, then there's a good chance that your boss will still have you, like, will not change their opinion of you to the worse, in my example. Or it could be whatever it is that your situation is, right? They will take it in the right way. And it's very important. That's the test part of how do you make that decision. What do you decide to go with? Something simpler, something that you know will work, even if it's not, deep down you know it's not the righteous way, or it's not going to make you happy in the outcome, right? Like, how do you decide? That's the big deal, right? Between the magician and the devil here. Are you going to be one or the other? Are you going to embrace the energy of one or the other? Right? That's the dilemma here with Eight of Swords. But that's why it's important to go back to your heart space, not to get stuck in your mind, because then you're just going to be overthinking and you're going to drive yourself crazy. Please don't do that. Your advice, Seven of Wands, Ace of Wands, and the Empress. Yes, this is asserting your territory, that the way you feel matters. What you're passionate about matters. Like your personal ambition matters in the best way, of the best meaning of it, right? It's very important to stand up for yourself, what you believe in, what your convictions are, whether it's in personal or professional life. And in that power, you'll feel this creative potential. You'll feel the fertility, you know, to create, to expand, to inspire others. That's the Empress energy for you, right? You're given these opportunities. You have the energy and all the resources that you need. But yes, in this 3D reality, sometimes we need to reassert our space, our place, so that we keep going, that we don't get beaten down or pushed out of our way by some people who may have other agendas, who are not interested in our success. And don't take it too literal. Like, sometimes people do not have specific agendas against you, but it either is interfering with their agendas and their agendas are more important to them, or they still have this subconscious primitive feelings of jealousy, feeling threatened, you know, competition, this kind of things. It's not about you personally. It's, if anything, it's mirroring their internal energy. And that's how they decide to act on it. That's the example of not being mindful, not being aware. You know, people are just driven by their emotions. That's what happens in the collective a lot these days. That's why I started this show that I was talking about, so we can hopefully share this more into the masses of how important the awareness is. And then you can make an informed decision. It doesn't mean necessarily that you'll make like that best high frequency choice every single time. We're all people, we all have ego, we all have insecurities, but you'll have a lot more awareness about it, which means that you'll still have a lot more control over it, freedom to go this way or that way or that way. And then if you are interested in changing your habits, changing your ways for the better, to live a more loving and kind life, to be more fulfilled, to be happier, then you can change it gradually, right? So that you reprogram yourself, you create new habits that are healthier, where you don't feel pushed into the corner to take that specific decision because that's what society expects of you. More authentic life. There we go. That's what I'm striving for you guys to have it. Anyways, messages for Pisces from their person of interest. Sorry, I got into a little bit of a rant. The Empress. There we go. Your person sees you as the Empress. This is beautiful. And also have Page of Cups and Ten of Wands. Yeah, so your person wants to tell you that they definitely see how beautiful and powerful you are. And this is the energy. So regardless of whether you're masculine or feminine, doesn't matter. This is more about potential, right? Like, and also like nurturing and caring energy. They know that you care about, you know, a lot of people, at least like care so much about people next to you. And you always have these ideas, right? Of how to make things more exciting, how to help somebody out, right? But sometimes you play it small, and that's where they see that maybe you don't uncover your full potential. You know, you start remembering about the day-to-day routine, the chores, the responsibilities, and it gets your energy down into the Page of Cups, where you're like, oh yeah, maybe I'll do a little then. It doesn't seem like I have energy and time for everything that I want to do, but at least I'll do a little bit. So you kind of dim your own light in this, and they can see that, and they would love you to to open up in this Empress energy. And they see you that way, they love you that way, and they're basically saying that they don't think that you need their help that much, but whatever they can do, they are ready to help, and they're there for you with anything, any kind of support and help that you need. Remember that. Okay, I hope this was good for you, Pisces. Thank you so much for being with me today. I love you all, and I'll be back with May readings pretty soon. And of course, we have full moon coming up, so I'll do something special for that as well. Love you guys. Bye.